first thing to try to define, I suppose, is this. What is this Bible? What are these words? What do they mean? How are they understood? And what's their purpose? Suppose I could say what their purpose is not, since that is the predominant notion amongst those who claim to know the way to God. The problem is that way can't be known. That way went away with the Son and His nature, and the purpose of the Father to keep Him hidden and not known to the animals, to these human animals who did with Him whatever they wanted to do with Him. The way that God dealt with man changed when the Son came. The Son who would do His will, unlike that first human, that metaphor of why the humans are the way they are. The humans who listen to that voice of instinct, that devil, the actual devil, not the made up evil God, made up by man, so that man could have his story that he was used to, that he liked, that he wants, that was familiar to him when he made up the story. In the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th centuries. And the story that evolved even after that. Part of the Bible. Coming apart. So what is it? What it isn't? I'll speak generally and primarily against Christianity, because Christianity is that whore of Babylon that was created by man in the 2nd, 3rd, cemented, really concreted in the 4th century. That looming thing that the writers of the New Testament letters said was coming, that was bad, that they were dreading, but they didn't know what it was. This Babylon, New Babylon, the whore of Babylon, that would take the truth captive, as Babylon took Israel captive. It would take this Israel of God that existed for a little while in the 1st century captive away. So, what the Bible isn't, what the Bible is not, is a book of magic phrases created by God for the purpose of creating rules. What it is not is a book out of which rules can be derived for the sake of an institution of man, or many institutions of man, so that man can control his environment and exploit the fear in the others by these so-called magic phrases, a magic book, as the Christians claim it to be the Word of God, infallible, which is all just part of their doctrine, all part of their rules, all part of the set of rules that they derived from this, about this, whereby one can find favor with the God that they promote. The God they claim is going to take all of them to this place where they will all be. All those who conform to the rules that were derived from these words. It's not that. The Christians are busy trying to prove that the stories in this book are all true. Christians are all about trying to prove that all the stories are literal. And that's really what they're after. That's really all they're after, because all they really want to do is play this game of our God is better than your God, which is the game that's been being played for centuries, as is recorded in this book, as is recorded everywhere. The humans have always been about that, and they're still about that. The subject matter changes, but they're still all about that. Our God is better than your God. Our way is better than your way. Our country is better than your country. Our family is better than your family. Our thoughts are better than your thoughts. Our molecules are better than your molecules. It's always the same game that the animals play with each other. Religion is just an extension of that need to feel like you're surviving better. Because that's what the voice of the serpent tells the humans. These human animals survive. Feel like you're surviving. Learn to survive. Learn to recognize what it means to be surviving better. Learn to exist in that hope of being more able to survive by considering yourself better, by feeling that you are better, by proving it to yourself and others that you are better, by your God being better than the other gods. In the old days it was, go and wipe out that whole village. Then you will prove that your God is better than their God because you wiped them out. It's the same kind of thing. It's the same game that's being played all over. It's the same game that the humans are playing now by wanting to prove that these words are all literal, that all the stories actually happened.